Excellent. So, hi, Christina. How are you?
There. Hi. Unmute myself. How are you?
Good, good. Thanks. Sorry, little technical difficulties, but it's all done. You're here. Welcome to our team, and thank you so much for taking time this evening to speak to us. Just a little introduction for everyone. Christina is a wife and mom of two kids. I believe you started in July of 2012 as a coach.
2010. So it's been 5 years.
2010.
Yeah.
Okay. Former lawyer,
Mhm.
and then turned into fitness, business, and motivational coach. Elite coach 2012 to 2014 that I saw here. I don't know about the last year that just passed.
I did. I got it done.
Excellent. Congratulations.
Thank you.
And I love your logo, the stay-at-home boss. That's excellent.
Thank you.
Today, I know we had, there's so many things that we could discuss, and we came to agreement to discuss confidence. So I'll leave the call up to you. Go right ahead. Thank you.
Well, thank you so much. It's an absolute honor to talk to you guys. I think this is the first, Canadian-born team that I talked to. I know you guys have coaches in the United States, which is wonderful, but I think this is the first time. So I'm actually super excited to be talking to you guys because what you guys are doing all over Canada and the United States is absolutely mind-blowing to me. So congratulations to you guys. It really is. It's incredible. But before I get started, I'll share a little bit about my story. I think it's always important to share, where I kind of came from, how I got started in the business, because it inspires you to see people in a different light. I think when you hear people's stories on how they became Beachbody coaches and then what got them started with their business. So, like Melanie said, I signed up in August of 2010. So my sister became a coach. My sister's Becky Brose. She became a coach in July, and she stumbled upon the opportunity because she had been lent P90X. Our best friend lent her DVDs, and she had her babies and did P90X. We had always gone to the gym and loved fitness, but after starting our careers and having kids, it kind of became impossible to get to the gym. And so my sister decided to go all in with P90X. She has that mentality of just like full throttle, like just do it kind of mentality. And she got amazing results with P90X. Then she had another kid and then did Insanity after that and got even better results with Insanity. And one day, the Insanity fan page said something like, did you know you could earn an income off of sharing Insanity? And she commented, and someone messaged her, and she signed up the next day. So she started her business immediately. Like literally the next day, she started setting goals. She started reading. She started YouTubing. She started looking at who the leaders were. She was like all in from day one. And then she knew she had to go to Emerald, and she knew I needed to lose weight. So she introduced me to Shakeology, and Shakeology literally changed my life. In 3 months, I lost 35 pounds. I'm tongue-tied today. And I was completely sold. So when she presented the opportunity to me 3 months later to get it at a discount, I jumped on it, and I was the coach that made her Emerald. So I didn't start the business right away because I was a lawyer, a baby lawyer at the time. Had gone to school for 7 years and studied so hard to become a lawyer, got a great job, and then, started my family. And so I had every excuse in the book not to do this business. Number one, I didn't have time. Number two, I thought it was silly. Number three, if you've heard it, I was giving it to my sister, but she was okay with it. And then one day, Super Saturday came along, and she said for me to go with her because she didn't want to go alone. And so I said fine, and I went with her it was the first ever Super Saturday. So let's go back 4.5 years. The first time Beachbody ever did a quarterly event, I was at that event. And it was 20 people were in the room. And I sat there and I was like, what is going on? Like, there was people that were actually being successful at this. In particular, this one event that I went to, the couple had an office. Like, we had the meeting in their office. They had a whiteboard and people's names on it. And I'm like, what is going on here? But they said on the video, because I watched the video and I listened to the video, about going on a trip to Atlantis. And if you help 5 people a month, that you could go on this trip for free. And I was coming from a place where, despite having a great career, we were swimming in debt, like literally swimming in debt. We had about, setting aside my student loans, which are ridiculous. Imagine going to law school in a private university. Plus the credit card debt, we were in the $120,000 range, but it was really just a credit card debt that had me like drowning. And you know, I couldn't believe that we could do this and be able to go on a vacation. And so I said, you know what, I'm just gonna give it a try. And of course, once I started getting bit by the income bug and started developing my why, which I always thought was silly, and started doing personal development, which I always thought was silly, and doing team calls, which I always thought was silly, then the income started growing. So fast forward from that time where I thought this all was very silly and I didn't want to be a part of it because I had better things to do. My sister and I have a team of over 10,000 coaches. We're both superstar diamond coaches. I'm part of the coach advisory board now. Both of us are in the Millionaire Club. I love this business. Like, you have no idea. Like, if you were to cut me, I would bleed Beachbody blue. I love it. I love talking to coaches. I love helping people. I love going to events. I think they're the coolest thing ever. The positivity is just contagious. And that's where my confidence comes from in the business. So that's what I wanted to talk to you about tonight, is confidence, especially starting a new year, right? It's 2016, it's January. There's still plenty of time in the month to hit Success Club. We got to start the new year right, and we got to be confident about a business. But where does that confidence come from? So I'm going to go through some things. A lot of things that I will say you've heard before. So don't be like blown away because you've heard it. Just sometimes coaches are in a different place where they're able to now receive information. How many times have you told one of your coaches, this is how you sponsor coaches? And it goes, phew, like one in 1 ear and out the other. And then a month later, they're like, how do you sponsor coaches again? Like, where do you place them? And you're like, okay, are you ready now to receive their information? It's like, so maybe this is that call, right? And I hope that at the end of the call, you take at least one thing away of importance that can help you in your business. Because I truly believe that this business is one for you to run with. Like, you can do it, but it's usually confidence and fear that prevents forward movement, forward progression in developing your team, your business, and your income. So I'm going to start with some bigger concepts. I always like talking about these big concepts because I really do think they shaped not only my business, but our team. And then some smaller concepts that I think are easier to grasp that you can run with starting today and tomorrow. The first one is having a vision. A lot of times people can't see past their nose. They can't see next month. All they see is the bills they need to pay this month. They can't see tomorrow or next year because they're just, consumed by today and the problems of today. In this business, while we set daily, weekly, and monthly goals, you need to have a grand vision for this business. You need to be able to see what your dream life, your dream team, your dream existence, your destiny would look like if you were to have everything that you could possibly have because of Beachbody. You need to be able to see it with clarity, and you need to be able to believe it, that it is possible. Because I know that you know that it is possible, right? Because you've seen people do it. it's not fake. You know that. You know that it is not some illusion. You know this business is not, for a select few individuals, because you've seen people come into the business, maybe even after you, and figure it out and get it done and start developing their income, their teams, and their businesses. So I know you know it's real. I know you know it's for everybody. It's how do we get past, these perceived failures, these confidence issues. And one of them is this vision. A lot of people come into this business and they think all they see is problems, objections, rejection, and they don't see that there are thousands upon thousands of people in your countries that you can help, that they think abundantly, and they think that there are plenty of people out there that are going to say yes. Do you have that vision? Do you wake up every day and say, yes, I believe that there are thousands of people that I can help. I believe that my life is destined for so much more. If you don't believe that, I want you to read the book by Simon Sinek called Starts With Why. That book last year changed our team. It gave me purpose. It gave me a reason to wrap my head around. It made me believe that this was more important, that what I was doing was more important than selling a challenge pack and hitting Success Club. That we were fundamentally changing people's lives. And with that grand vision that I had, it was giving importance to the everyday grind, right? Because it is a grind every single day. But when you know that the collective grind of all of you on this call is doing some incredible work, then you will keep working, okay? So vision is extremely important. Your why, all right? You know this. I'm going to repeat it, but I'm going to say that it is what gets you up in the morning. It has to be real. Well, I don't know where it was that I heard someone say that usually when someone says, what's your why? The first thing that comes out of your mouth is usually not your why. It's usually not the truth. You have to get real with yourself and figure out what it is. Because until you do that, you will keep making excuses and confidence will be lacking. Because when your why is powerful, when your why makes the hairs on your arms stand up when you think about it, then confidence will not be an issue, because you will not care what people think. You will not care what people say. You will not care that someone's going to say no. You won't care that you're going to have to stay up on a team call on a Monday night. You're not going to care. You're going to just do it, right? And confidence will not be lacking. So today I'm encouraging you. I'm literally begging you to figure this out. What is your why? Because when and until you figure that out, it's going to be very easy to say, you know what, I'll just do that tomorrow. Or you know what, this is too hard. Remember, you guys, this is a voluntary position. You can come and go as you please. It is really up to you to determine whether the reason why you're here, the reason why you signed up, is powerful enough for you to keep going. That has to be on your priority list to figure out, because that's what's going to keep you pushing every single day. It's actually the foundation to what your vision actually is in this business. And lastly, when I'm talking about these big concepts, it's mindset. And mindset comes from personal development. You've heard it and heard it and heard it and heard it. But I will tell you that, I've been in the business for a while, definitely longer than everyone on this call. And from the first event that I went to, it was successful coach after successful coach after successful coach say, the only thing important in my business has been personal development. The most important thing in my business is not inviting. It's not the 3 vital behaviors, actually the 3 vital includes personal development, but not being proof the product works. It is working on myself first and foremost. That's where your confidence is going to come from. When you can figure out how to stay motivated, how to stay positive, how to keep going every single day. I just went to an event recently from Les Brown. I don't know if you guys know Les Brown. If you don't, you need to YouTube and watch a video every single morning when you wake up, before you go to work, before you do your workout, before anything. Watch Les Brown. He'll motivate the crap out of you. But he said, you can't, this was my favorite quote of his whole speech. And I want you to listen to it because some people, it goes over their head. You can't see the picture if you're standing in the frame. You can't see the picture if you're standing in the frame. Meaning, and I'll give you my example. When I became a coach and someone said, oh, you have to listen to or read personal development, I said, I've got this all figured out. I don't need self-help. That's silly. People that have problems need self-help books. I don't have issues. I got this. I'm positive. I'm good. I'm smart. I'm this. I'm that. I was like totally against personal development. I really thought it was for crazy people, right? And some of your new coaches might feel this way too. So like, listen up. Until I started reading it. And then I was like completely enlightened to what personal development does. It doesn't just fix your problems. It highlights your strengths. It highlights what you're capable of. It highlights vision and clarity and focus and leadership. And when you have all these things, they become skills. Mindset becomes a skill. I will tell you that 3 years ago, when we had coach relation problems and customer service problems, it would ruin my day. Do you sometimes feel like that? When a customer has a bad, problem with customer service or coach relations, that you're like, what is this? I'm quitting. This sucks. No. Now, it doesn't faze me. Things like that don't faze me. Leadership is a skill, and a leader will say calmly, let's find a solution. Not, oh my God, I'm gonna call Carl Deichler. Leadership is a skill that is learned through personal development. And it's true, right? I mean, we all go through it. It's kind of like a flow that you go through in this business. When someone quits on themselves in this business, before, it would ruin my month. It would ruin my month. How could she? She had so much potential. She had all these great qualities to be a great coach. And I realized it's not me. I didn't do anything wrong. She made a poor decision. You know what? I'll be here when she's ready for it again. Personal development gave me that skill to think that way, right? And that gives me confidence. I am unbelievably confident in my business, in the way that I present the opportunity, in the way that I speak to my customers and my team and on team calls, because I believe so much in what I do, and it's all mindset. It is all about mindset. So if I can impress upon you, anything, and it's not just for the business, guys, it's for your life. Like, invest in yourself, invest in personal development. I challenged my team this year, my personally sponsored team, to go to a live event, because I know I'm guilty. I'm like, I'm going to read 7,500 books this year. And I'm like on the first book for 2 months, right? I like videos. I like live events. That's good too. Whatever it is that you want to do, you do it. There's no right or wrong to personal development. Even if it's church, that's personal development. So you do what you want to do. That's going to help you with your mindset, with your confidence, with your leadership, with your skills to do this business. Amen? Yes? Are we all with me? Yes? Okay, so those are the 3 things. Vision, your why, and mindset from a global perspective that every coach needs to be aware of, needs to believe in, and needs to hone in on a daily basis. All right, so on a personal level, where do you get confidence in this business? And I'm going to go to the 3 vital behaviors. I'm going to skip personal development because we already covered it. But really, the main one for confidence reasons, aside PD, is being proof that the products work and having a story. So I'm not going to sit here and say, work out, do Shakeology. You know that, right? Everybody knows that they have to do that every single day. That's important. It's developing the story that I want to talk about. Les Brown says your story has value. And I'm not just talking about your story with the 21-day fix and your story with Shakeology, which I say it all the time. I say my Shakeology story. It's your story. It's your life story. It is the stories and the lessons that you've learned throughout your lifetime that add value to other people. Sure, we're going to still talk about our products. Cafe Latte launched today. I'm sure that was exciting on your team. But I have so many lessons that I've learned in my lifetime, and I know you do too. You know, from going to undergrad and law school and, you know, getting married and having kids, and then my son being diagnosed with autism, and the trials and tribulations of marriage, of children, of growing up with a sister that is, you know, like all these things, there are lessons in it. And I know you can look into your past and say, where are the lessons of my life? Think about the lessons of your life. What molded you to make the decisions that got you to where you are now, that are going to lead you into the future? Those are the things that you need to share. Stop holding them back. Stop holding yourself back. Share them, because that's what's going to teach people. It's what's going to gain trust in people that you're sharing on social media with. Share with us. Please bless us with your stories, with your lessons, with what you've gone through in life. I know there's top coaches in the network that do it, and we all applaud them, right? We sit there and we comment and we like, and they get thousands of likes, and oh my God, amazing. Guess what? I'll bet the freaking Powerball, do you guys know what the Powerball is? It's like $1.4 billion right now. That you have just as powerful a story as that coach. You're just not sharing it. Can I get an amen? Right? Because why? Because you're lacking confidence. Why? Because you're probably not getting in as much PD as that top coach that shares that story every single week and gets 1,000 likes and 200 comments. We've got to get better at that, because as Beachbody coaches, we just don't preach health and fitness and Shakeology. We preach lifestyle change. We preach life change. If you want to attract people into your business, you got to show where you came from, and you got to tell us where you're going. That's how you are going to attract people that want to work this business into your business. Then I'm going to talk about goal setting, right? What gives you confidence are systems, are things you can calculate. Goals every single month give confidence. I will hit Success Club this month. I will do this. I will do that. I will, add so many people to my network. Whatever it is, whatever your goals are, I will advance to Diamond. I will advance to Emerald. These things build confidence, not, I hope I can, or I'm going to try. How many times have you said that? I'm going to try. This month, I'm going to try. I am so going to try this month. Guess what? Trying won't get you there. Use the words will and must. I must hit Success Club. I will hit Success Club. When you make things we use the word non-negotiable. It's a non-negotiable goal. How many times have you heard that, right? It's non-negotiable. No, we've got businesses to run, people. We've got a business here. We got to make it a requirement. Success Club is a requirement to build your business. And it's in the setting of the goal that gives you that confidence, right? And you might be sitting here saying, well, I've never hit Success Club. Well, think about the language and the mindset you've been in. Has it been I'm going to try mentality? Or has it been I'm going to do this mentality? Because I will tell you that in 30 days, you can do a whole lot. Because in 30 days, when I was a lawyer, I could build 200 hours of legal time. Then you better believe that in 30 days, you could help 3 people with a challenge pack. Think about it. We need to think in bigger terms and not smaller terms. We need to think in maximums instead of minimums. Think, I can help a ton of people in 30 days instead of I'm just going to try to help 3. Why? Because with the second one, you're always going to fall short. Do you understand that mentality? with goal setting, yes, let's stop operating in terms of minimums. That is, I think, something that across the board, it's an issue in our team. It's an issue, I think, across the network. We see Success Club 5 as the bar of success. I see Success Club 10 plus as the bar that I should set for my business. Why? Because if someone can hit Success Club 10, you better believe that I can, right? And it's that mindset of, I'm just going to get it done. I will help more people. And if I don't know how to do it, I'm just going to figure it out. Because, guys, there are so many amazing resources on the internet. I mean, just look at my favorites right now. Bonnie Engel and her YouTube channel. Anita Myron, great teacher. I'm looking for teachers, right? I'm a preacher. So don't look at my YouTube channel because I'm just going to fire you up. But if you're struggling with inviting or hitting Success Club, then go to the people that know how to do it and listen to them and learn from them and take notes and implement. And if it doesn't work, change it and fix it until it does work. Yes? Yes? Right? That's what it takes. And then the last point that I think changed my business, changed everything for me and for my family, is never missing an event. I never have missed an event. I missed one. Okay, I'm gonna lie. I missed the first summit that I could possibly attend. I didn't go because I didn't get it yet. I didn't get it. I was like, that's weird. Remember, I was still in that's silly. That's weird that all these coaches are gonna, sit together and, sing and dance. That's weird to me. And I'm not even kidding. I sat in my office at work, and my sister and I were like this. Oh my God, I can't believe we're not there. Like crying because we were not at Summit. And we made a vow never to miss another event. We have never missed Super Saturday. We have never missed a summit since then. We've never missed a Success Hub trip. We have never missed leadership that we could go to. So here's what I'm going to challenge you tonight. And do you guys know who Amy Silverman is? Number 2 coach in the network. Okay, so we had her at Super Saturday. She was born and raised in Miami, and we invited her to come from Puerto Rico to our Super Saturday. She said something that I have told my team that weren't there, and I want to tell you guys today. Registering for the Punta Cana trip, the Success Club trip in 2017, is a contract with yourself to grow your business. Think about that. It is a contract with yourself to grow your business. So right now, even if you're a new coach or maybe a coach that hasn't really gotten their footing and their confidence is low, put a stake in it. Put some skin in the game and register for the Punta Cana trip. Because I'm telling you, you'll figure it out. You will figure it out when you have to hit Success Club to get that trip for free. And man, let me tell you, you're going to have a blast. And when you get there, not only are you going to have a blast, but your business is going to blow up after you leave that trip, because all of your friends that are watching you are going to say, I want that too. That looks like so much fun. I want that too. I want to join that team, and I want to go on the trip in 2018. So make a contract with yourself and register for the Punta Cana trip. I'm telling you, do your business a favor. And of course, if you're going to Summit, great. If not, get on the wait list because it's life-changing. So I'm going to recap before we go. From a global perspective, you need to have vision. Stop, look past your nose. Look past today. What do you see a year from now? What do you want a year from now? What do you want 3 years from now? When I was talking about Amy at Super Saturday, it took her 3 years, right? 3 solid years to get to where she is now, right? Her first year, she kind of floundered. Then it was top 10, top 10, top 10. So 3 years. And I said, man, what if I told you that in 3 years you could have that dream life, right? That you could develop that dream life. Most people would say, oh, 3 years? That seems like so long. Think about that. It is actually so short. I went to school for 7 years to become a lawyer to make $50,000 a year. A lawyer making $50,000 a year. Man, if I could smarten up back then, right? It is worth it. It is worth the sacrifice. It is worth the effort, the headaches, the stress, the building up your confidence, the learning skills, the learning how to communicate, to stepping out of your comfort zone, to doing this stuff that might seem silly at the time. It might, but man, in 3 years, 4 years, even if it's 6 years, who cares? In 6 years, if you can have this amazing life, wouldn't it be worth it? Right? So step out of your way. So have a why, mindset, personal development. Remember, investing in yourself is going to be critical because this business is voluntary. It will be the first thing you quit on when times get tough. Believe me, I've seen it happen. I've been in the business 5 years. I understand this. So if you work on your personal development, even Melanie Mitchell, did you guys hear the National Wake Up Call today? What did she say? She said that she went into a funk because she's like, what do I do now? Like, you know, even the top coach, the one that sponsored 300 and something coaches last year, that blows your mind. You're like, what? She's a machine. I agree with you. She went into a funk saying, what do I do next? Where do I go from here? What does she do? She closed the doors, turned off the phone, turned off the computer, and read personal development. Do you see the power? So you guys got to do that too. Then I talked about the 3 vital behaviors and being proof that products work, but not only that, having your story and sharing your story because your story has value. And then goal setting and making it a requirement in your business and not a I will try, but I must. And then also attending all of your events because that's going to change your business. So Melanie, I am done. I hope that was helpful.
It was very helpful. I got some really good notes and I couldn't agree with you more. Personal development, when you said that, I'm exactly reading the book that you mentioned, Start With Why. So that's hilarious. I love it. And it has helped me a lot of things that seem like a roadblock now. I could surpass. That doesn't bug me. It almost seems like they don't exist anymore because it doesn't bug me. Mm-hmm. So that's always fantastic. You hit the nail for me when you said losing coaches. I was devastated every time I'd lose one. And but you know what? If it's not for them just yet, that's okay. You know, time will come. I'll concentrate on the ones that want to be here. If I could get a quick answer to a question, because we have 5 minutes left. Yes. You spoke about telling your story. How do you share your stories? Do you make videos? Do you post daily on Facebook? What do you feel has worked the best for you? Just pictures with, you know, a paragraph attached to it, or?
Yeah, I mean, I think that's probably what I do. You know, you pick like a snapshot and you write a lesson on it. Maybe my son had a great day at school that day, and how did that make me feel? And how do I tie that into, you know, my happiness and my focus with the business, you know, like, because it does, like, his development and his progress is the reason I work so hard. So I share that. And I'll write, you know, just a picture of him or a picture of me. I did it the other day, just a picture of me and him. And I wrote, you know, something about, like, sometimes I forget how hard I worked, right? And I, you know, kind of shared my heart on forgetting the sacrifices that I made and forgetting the things that I did to get to this point where I can laugh with him in the car, and just sharing those little snippets, or well, that's not even a word, but those little snapshots, that's the word, snapshots of your life and what the lesson in them are. That's what I do. You know, a picture of you, nothing crazy, no crazy filters, unedited, just of you being real, sharing something that affected your life and where you came from and where you're going. That's what we need to hear. And you don't have to do it every day. But if you can do that and start honing that skill on storytelling and lesson sharing, then it's going to make a huge difference.
Do you ever find yourself having to repeat some of the stories? Because, well, especially at the beginning when you're trying to get new people to like your page or follow you on Instagram.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. She'll go back and tell stories that you've told before.
Yeah, I mean, I think Janelle Summers said it at Summit. She said, recycle, recycle, recycle. I mean, there's some stories that I don't want people to forget about what I've been through, you know? So I will dig back into my pictures on my timeline and maybe change the picture, but, you know, kind of re-edit what I wrote and make it more relevant for the present time. But absolutely, I mean, you know, you don't have to always be coming up with new stuff. I think going back into your Facebook timeline is super, super important, and just kind of rehashing what you've already posted. It makes it easier too.
I agree. Well, thank you so much, Kristina, for joining us this evening and inspiring us. I got some really great notes I'm going to share with the rest of the team. And I hope to see you at Summit or on the cruise.
I will be there.
Yeah. Excellent. And have a good evening. And thank you again.
Bye, everybody. Thank you for having me on.
Thanks.